Hey guys, it's Jessica and welcome to another tutorial. This one's using the Kat Von D InnerStellar palette. I have been really enjoying using this palette so far, and we are using 5 shades from this palette. So let me go ahead and just show you. Okay, so on my lid, I'm using this shade right here, which you can not see too well. It's like this purpley shade. And then I'm also on my lid using this shade right here. This is on my outer lid. It's like a purpley gray shade. This is the shade that I'm using in my crease. And then I'm also using this in my crease. And then for my highlight, I'm using this shade, which you can't really see too well. You guys will see how they apply and where I put them and all that in the tutorial. I don't know, I'm really enjoying using this palette, and I hope you like the look that came out. I did use mainly these 4 shades, so this little quad here, I just used this shade as a highlight, so just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. So anyway, here is the tutorial. Hey guys, so we're going to start with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I am making such a weird face there. When it comes to primers, you can really use any primer, honestly. I mean, personally, I don't notice a difference between primers. I like to use a primer because it helps my eyeshadow stay, but it also helps it be more vibrant, and that's really the main reasons why I use a primer. Other than that, honestly, I don't really see a big difference between different kinds of primers. Maybe if I tested them I would, but I don't really put them side by side to the test. As long as my makeup stays, I don't really care. So now we're going into the InnerStellar palette from Kat Von D, as you know from the beginning. And we're going to be using the shade Astrological, I believe. Yeah. And we're just going to be putting that in the crease. And it's a darker kind of brown shade. It's really pretty, and I do like how this turned out. I am using an e.l.f. crease brush for this part, and when I do my other eye, I'm going to have a kind of difficult time. But I'm just applying this carefully to the crease because I want my eyes to at least try to mimic each other. It's a constant battle to do my left eye. I feel like it's just a constant battle. So yeah, here's me struggling for that eye. But I do really like this shade. This is a really pretty shade. It actually is becoming one of my favorite crease shades. I used to use teas from the Naked 2 palette all the dang time, and now I seem to be reaching for this shade, which is great because it's an awesome shade. So now I'm just kind of shaping it out, making sure they look similar, and they do. So I don't know why I'm still messing with it, but you know, it happens. So the next shade that we're going to be going into is the top middle shade, and it's called Vast. And I'm going to be putting this shade on the inner crease. You'll see in a minute where I'm putting it. But I'm using a different crease brush. I'm going to be using a Jessup crease brush, and I hate this brush, but because I have it, I'll use it, you know. Actually, this is an angled crease brush. I still hate this brush, though. I don't like any of the Jessup eye brushes, honestly, so there's my opinion on those. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. I'm going to be using this shade, and it's called Vast. This shade I thought was going to be darker than it is, so I was like, where did the color go? So I kept like applying it and applying it and applying it until I finally saw color, and I was just like, I was really confused. But it does make sense that it's not like as dark as you think it's going to be, because it is up at the top, so it's like kind of like a highlight shade, and it definitely has more highlight things to it than like a pigmented shade. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, it did eventually help blend out my crease, and that is the trick with these shadows, especially because they are so buttery and so smooth and just they go on so nicely. You kind of have to make sure you blend pretty well, because otherwise it might just look too strong. It might look too, you know, too, I don't know how to explain it, but like basically I just think these shadows blended is gorgeous, but if they're not blended very well, then I kind of worry about them, you know, like I don't want to worry. I don't want to feel like when I walk out of the house everybody's gonna stare at me and be like, what is she doing with her makeup? I'm going to be honest, I don't like that feeling. So now we're going in with a eyeshadow brush from Amazon, and we're going into this, like, it's like a purpley, oh gosh, I'm so sorry you guys. It's like a purpley black shade, and it's called Dark Star. It's really, really pretty. Usually I have my phone on silent, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, this one's called Dark Star, and it's a really pretty shade. This one has a lot of fallout, and you will see it right here, actually. You can kind of see how it's getting all over the place. This is a very messy shade, and I don't really find it too consistent, but that being said, it is a really, really beautiful shade. I do really like this shade. I think that it adds something, you know, it's the something that I like. So yeah, I don't know, I really like this shade. So now we are going to wipe off the face because it's pretty messy, and then we're gonna go into the like lavender kind of shade, and that one is called Orion. It's called Orion. So we're gonna go into Orion and put it on the lid, but first we are just cleaning up this mess because the fallout is so real on that one shade. So I would say if you are going to be using this palette, I definitely recommend putting your foundation on last, because if you put it on first, you're going to be wiping it off, and then you're going to have to reapply. And you don't want to waste product like that, so I just recommend you put your foundation on last. So now that we got this all cleaned up and blended out, well, we're going to go in with Orion or Orion or whatever it's called. And we're going to place this on the lid and the inner corner, and it's just going to add a little more something to the look. So you will see. Yeah, this is a very pale lavender shade. It's really, really pretty. I just think all these shades have something different about them that makes them very unique, and like, I don't know if you could truly find a dupe out there for this palette, because this palette is so like special and unique. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm just applying this shade as best as I can. I felt like I was having a hard time getting like the pigmentation of this shade. I think that if you used it wet, it would definitely help a lot. So keep that in mind. Alright, so after we use this shade, we're going to be finishing off the look with, trying to open the palette. We're going to be finishing off the look with the shade Lichen, or Lichen. I think it's Lichen, actually. And that's going to be our highlight shade, which I'm like way ahead of the game here. But Lichen is probably my favorite shade in the whole entire palette. It is really, really pretty. It's like a pearly pink shade. It doesn't look white in the palette. It does look a little pinky, but it looks more white than anything else, you know, like in this palette. But it has just the most beautiful iridescence of pink that I have ever seen in a shadow, and it is definitely probably my favorite eyeshadow in this whole palette. It's definitely my favorite of the top row with the 3 shadows. It's definitely my favorite there. But it's a really unique color. It's really pretty. And that is what I'm applying now on the top of my look. And I blended it all out. Hopefully, I mean, I tried my best to blend it out. So now we're going to curl those lashes, you know, as we do. And I'm going to be using the Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal for this look. I'm going to be using that mascara a little bit now, like a couple times, and I will definitely be reviewing it. So look out for that review, probably next Tuesday. Yeah, I haven't used it in a while, so I need to use it. I'll probably compare it to the original Colossal if I have the original Colossal still. So yeah, I felt like my eyelash kind of got in my eye there. That's why I was like blinking all weird. So here we go. Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal. I don't really know what I'm doing there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and now I'm gonna get back to my face in my chair and talk about this a little bit more. Alright guys, so I just want to go over my face makeup. I am using the CoverGirl True Blend. I always use this. I love this. I don't know. Of course I'm using my Stay Matte powder. Love this as well. Would not live without this. This is like a holy grail product now. I love it. The blush I'm wearing is a Kat Von D Everlasting Shaper blush, and it's in the shade Bellissima, and it just looks like that. It's really, really pretty, peachy kind of shade. And then on my lips, I am wearing, I do not know what this shade is called because the label is like basically ripped off, but it's number 128 in the Moisture Renew line, and it's just a really nice coral lip color. So I think that is all that I have to say about my face makeup. I didn't do my brows, I just left them natural. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!